Hey survivors, it's Angie Atkinson, and today queenbeing.com we're going to discuss what it's like to expose a narcissist, how you do it, and what happens if you do it. So let's get started, shall we? So a lot of times when you're dealing with a narcissist, you end up feeling like you've been smear campaigned, they've talked about you, they've made your life hard, things are just not great when you're dealing with a narcissist, am I right? And at some point you may find yourself going, how can I show everybody who they're really dealing with here? I mean, after all, you know the person behind closed doors, and it's not always very pretty. Am I right? Right. Okay. So, what do you do? How do you show everybody who you're really dealing with? How do you make a narcissist be seen for who they really are by the people in their lives? Let's talk about it, shall we? So, how do you expose them? Well, real quick, before I tell you that, let me tell you this. It may not work. Sure, you can put all your business out there. You can tell everybody what they've done to you. You can send emails to Facebook campaigns. You can do all that. I know people who have done that. Does it benefit you in any way to do it? Maybe. But I think it helps anybody? No, I don't. Do I think it helps the narcissist? Maybe, and not in the way you think. The thing is that the narcissist is going to take any sort of aggression toward them, whether it's real or imagined, and use it to make themselves a victim, make themselves the poor me character in the story. You will become the aggressor in the eyes of anyone who is closer to the narcissist than you. Okay, so certainly, you can absolutely expose them. You can go public with their behavior. You can go public with the abuse. You can talk about it. But I think that one reason you've never seen me call out names and directly point at certain people when I'm talking about my experiences is that it doesn't really benefit me to do so, and it doesn't benefit you if I do. You don't know those people, but what it comes down to is that you know when you get the self-respect that you need, you will realize that you don't really care what that person thinks and you don't need to be validated by other people. The problem is that because of all the smear campaigns they're running, they may just use this as an attempt to say, oh, I told you she's crazy. I told you he's crazy. Feel me? So don't put yourself in a position to feel the need to expose the narcissist. So if your desire to expose the narcissist outweighs your desire to not expose the narcissist, I get it. I don't recommend it. I think it's not a great idea because, look, sure, maybe it'll cause a dramatic upheaval in their life. Maybe their new supply will leave them. Maybe exposing elements of their life will, to the public or to the family or whatever, will somehow help that person. But at the very, worst, you could put someone in danger. Maybe a narcissist would, you know, um, look, we all know about narcissistic injury. That's what's going to happen when you try to expose a narcissist. And so the adult, will become the child. They will throw a screaming little temper tantrum like a baby, like a 4-year old or a 3-year old, 2-year old. Unfortunately, this severity can be, on a scale, on a spectrum, just like anything else. And it could be that they will respond to this, even the threat of exposure, with extreme physical or emotional abuse. So you need to be aware of this possibility. You feel me? So if you think that you are good to go, you trust that this person won't come after you physically or emotionally and hurt you, hey, by all means, call them out. Tell everybody what you think. But of course, if this person has a long pattern of lying to get what they want, well, then you're going to have to show some evidence in your process. If the person was always shutting you down, making it all about their own needs and their own accomplishments, well, then show them evidence of that as well. Feel me? If they respond with anger, deflection, their illness, you know, uh, you know, being used like a lot of times people will use an illness as a tool almost. But anyway, that's a whole other story. So the fact is that you can't save them. That's not going to do anything. Right? You're not going to be able to save them because no one can be saved unless they personally want to save themselves. Am I right? But I think the bottom line here is that you can try to expose a narcissist, you can try to show the whole world who you're dealing with, but when it all is said and done, the narcissist is who the narcissist is. They are going to continue to tell lies. They're going to continue to try to smear you and make you look like the crazy one. And I think, between you and I think the very best thing that you can do is to just literally walk away. And if you can't walk away, just do your time until you're out. You need to focus on being healthy yourself. You need to understand that the narcissist is already out there spreading lies, telling stories. If you think back to the beginning of your relationship with the narcissist, you might remember when the narcissist gave you a feeling of being, what's the word I'm looking for here? A feeling of being this new, better person than the last person. And they probably talked about their ex or someone else in their life who abused them in some way or who cheated on them or who did whatever it is that they're trying to prevent you from doing it. So, of course, in the beginning of your relationship, you're like, oh, that poor guy or girl, gosh, how do they put up with this crazy stuff? Da 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 da. And then a few years in or a few weeks in or months or whatever, depending on the severity of the narcissist and how fast they move, you're going, oh my God, I know why that person was so freaked out and why they dumped this person. And I understand, and now you start to look back and you start to see because, you know, it all comes together for you when you are the one experiencing the abuse. And if you go back and you think right now, think back, the narcissist you're here about, can you think of other relationships that they told you about or that you saw them in that would actually help them that would help you to understand them at this point? Something to think about. All right. That's all I've got to say about this today. I know it's a quick one. I'm sorry about that, but I'll be back later with another video. All right. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for being a part of my day, a part of my life, and thanks for letting me be a part of yours. It does mean so much to me. And hey, if you haven't yet, would you please subscribe to my channel? I'd appreciate it. I do videos every day, and it's all about making your life better in some way. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks again.